Okay, we're in here. This is 8505, and this is a newer variety to the cropland lineup. First year was last year that we looked at it and had a lot of success. It was very consistent in a lot of the yield trials that we've done. It's a little different plant type. It's a little bit narrower. It's got more upright leaves, but it has excellent standability, little lower lignance up because of the finer stalk. One thing about it, it's a really consistent ear, and it does yield well because of that. You can push the populations up a little bit with it, and it's something we're looking at a lot harder now, and I think it's going to be in our lineup for some time to come for a variety that gets good quality as well as a very consistent yield in a lot of situations. Okay, we have 8221 VT3 here. This is a variety that we've had a lot of success. It's a little different than 872, where it actually needs the lighter, higher performing type soils to really maximize its yield. Similar genetics to 851 that we've used for a number of years and still use today, but agronomically it's a little better root system than 851, penetrates down a little deeper, but this is a tall, showy corn that in good environments and you push the fertility to it, we can get excellent production. And we've won some trials with this corn, and just guys have had a lot of success over the years, and it's a good standby and a good complement for those specialty type soils. Okay, these next two varieties here are 818 and 6818, and they both have the same male. And these varieties here, these are our high grain type varieties. This is where they get their yield. Big, consistent ears, filled all the way to the tip, and you'll find this throughout this field here. This variety, even though it's more of a grain type, it's won the Delta grain trials 2 years in a row, 818 has. And then 6818, which is about 4 days quicker than 818, it's actually won a couple of the Delta grain trials as well. So excellent grain variety, but it works for silage. What we do for silage, it's not as tall, but we push the populations a little bit more, have more plants per acre. A fixed ear type, we continue to get ears like this throughout the field. So with that extra grain and the extra plants per acre, we still get excellent yield and extremely high quality dairy feed. We have a lot of dairymen. This is the only feed that they'll plant because it puts more milk in their tank, and that's really important. But 6818 and 818, they're the tops for grain and milk production. With irrigation water being a much more limited resource today in California, a lot of growers are looking for more shorter season varieties, mid-season varieties that they can maybe save an irrigation or two. And Cropland has the products for them. This here, 6695 RH, again, it's got that Herculex trait as well as the Liberty Link, so you can use Roundup, you can use Rely herbicide, and we're also going to get a little earworm suppression with this trait. But this variety here is a big, tall, growthy corn that we can get a lot of production off of, full season production, in only a 113-day variety. So it does have a fit for those shorter season. Move here, we've got 6331. This is only a 111-day corn. It's one that we can push the populations, has good grain yield, and very good plant health. It has good stay green ability and can really perform, especially if you push the nitrogen to it with that extra plant populations. We can really pick up some good yield and some good grain content. Next variety is a little different in its lineup. It has the leafy gene male in it, S6100. It's a 107-day variety, and these are all Midwest ages, so you can subtract another 5 to 7 days. This is a very tall corn with a low ear placement, and it has more leaves above the corn. Highly leafable, highly digestible type corn, and that's what it's used for. If you're doing silage, it's a silage-only corn. But that you can get a lot of high quality, high digestibility silage. Okay, what we said, we like to use this research farm here at Stanislaus Farm Supply to test new varieties as well as look at the old one. And this here is one of the new varieties that we looked at this year, 5976 GT. From emergence, it was the fastest out of the ground and the quickest growing. It's going to get good yield out of it. It has excellent grain qualities as well. And other places that we've looked at it, it looked really good. And I think it's going to be one of those short season corns that could get full season yields that's going to have a lot of success. Another thing you'll notice, it's a GT trait. It's just another Roundup resistant corn from a different company. And that's what is nice about Cropland genetics. They're not owned by a chemical company. So we're able to get multiple different traits from various companies as well as different genetics and put them together. So we're not tied into one genetic base as well as a very limited trait source. We can get a variety of things to fit specific needs for our growers out here. These last two varieties here are short season corns that really we've got 294 RR and 2924 VT3. They're an 89-day corn and a 90-day corn. So extremely short season for double crop situations, or if somebody's planting in July and they need something that's going to be able to grow quickly, come out of the ground fast, and mature and put grain on. These are the varieties to do it. A lot of times in those late plantings when you're planting in July and August out here in California, as you're getting late in the fall, we start running out of heat units and the plants aren't able to mature and fully develop. And these two varieties have proven themselves that they can mature and they put on grain and they put on good silage yield for those specific niches that are needed. And we're glad to have them in the lineup. They sure are a very good tool for us for those short season situations.